Good morning, everyone. It's Valerie, otherwise known as Chick Picker. Chick Picker. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a good, what is it? Tuesday? Tuesday, I think. Let's see. Trying to get the chat up. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's see what we got here.
Let's see.
There's Todd.
Howdy.
Morning, Todd.
Good morning, my lovely, my precious.
You're so silly.
You're the ringleader. You're the Lord of the ringleaders.
Well, that could be a good thing or a bad thing.
My precious.
Oh my goodness. Tuesday morning.
Hobbitses love my precious.
Did you have a good day yesterday?
Uh, in ways, yes.
In some ways, yes. Okay. That's positive.
Yep.
Yeah, it was I would have to say it was a productive day. Um Not listing wise, but um getting stuff done. It was it was definitely a productive day. Well, it it was in ways, I guess you could say. Kind of like you. I mean, if you're working on one area, it's kind of hard to work on the other areas that you need to also. So there's some things that are going to suffer, but it's kind of for the, I guess you could call it the greater good.
Yeah.
Um, I got my I'm still working on it a little bit, but I got the majority of my inventory room. It looked like a tornado hit it. I got all my inventory put away. I got um anyway. I have another box that all that stuff goes in another room. But I got everything. I had a couple of
Uh-oh.
oh well, look at you. Looks like the good juju's working.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag CPR or not CPR. Chick picker juju.
So, yeah, it's like you can't put out the fire over there on the other side of the pasture when there's flames licking up your legs.
It's true.
You got to go where the most necessary thing is at the moment.
Yeah. Well, and that goes along with how would you say it? Like it's the same sort of thing. Like if you spend all your time listing, which is important because that's how you get sales and that's how you keep activity and everything. But everything else is faltering, you know. So you don't have a good space to work. You don't have a nice clean space to work. I mean, sometimes you just have to stop and clean up a little bit. Tommy
Yep.
says my whole workspace looks like someone turned a landfill upside down. Oh, Maggie, she says, I have 4 going out today. All clothing, dare I say. Tommy?
Tommy for your mommy.
Yeah. Got to create some semblance of, yeah, I mean, you have to do the other things too. And so, and that's the way my space was looking, was, you know, very rough. Um, yep. Clothing sells. It does. Sometimes, I've sold shirts that I've bought for, $2 and sold them for 40, $50. Um, and that's great. I'm trying to do more of that. Um, so, and sometimes I sell them for $10, you know.
Brad just sent me a picture of Fuzzy laying in his. He takes all of his clothes out of his laundry basket, tips it over, and lays in his laundry basket. And of course, he can't fit in it. He can't fit in the whole thing, so his just butt is laying out.
Oh.
Dork.
Liz says she's looking for a shirt that she sold. I will tell you a secret. If it's not where it's supposed to be, look in someplace else that it could possibly be. That's like, you know, um,
Well, now that makes sense.
well, I know that does not make any sense.
Yeah, it does.
Well, I mean, it's like, that's kind of like a duh.
Yeah.
But so truthfully, what I do is I use the Ziploc bags. I put all the clothing in Ziploc bags, and on the Ziploc bag, I'll write what it is, I'll write the size, and I'll write, whether it's a men's or women, or if it's a skirt or a shirt or whatever. Um, but sometimes I misread those things, and if it's a shirt, and sometimes I get really kind of in a hurry, and I'll put shirt, but sometimes it'll look like skirt. And if I don't recognize the item, sometimes I'll put it in with the skirts instead of the shirts. So I have to kind of be aware of that and say, so if it's not in the shirts and I've looked through the shirts 10 times and it's still not there, then I got to go over to the skirts, because I'm human and I make mistakes. So, yeah.
Hey, you can't do that. The items will never find me.
You know what I do a lot? If
What do you do?
I can't find something, it makes me so mad when I look one more time at where it was supposed to be in the first place, and then it's there. You
Hmm.
go, fricker, Rick, snacking, Rick.
Right where it's supposed to be. Yep, that's
How come I couldn't see it? I mean, granted, I got a lot of stuff stacked around, but why
Oh, look,
couldn't,
she just found it.
why couldn't, yeah.
wait, what?
She
Oh,
just she just found it.
Oh,
See, we gave you some good juju there.
good
Morning,
okay.
point.
Tom.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Hi, Tom.
Wonderful.
Look,
Good.
it's Tom, the ice cream man.
I've been up
Hank, it's not
since
Sweet Daddy anymore. It's Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
As I was walking around Nassau, all these vendors would go, "Hey, Big Daddy, what you looking for? I got it all over here. Hey, Big Daddy, come here and look at my hat. You looking for a hat, Big Daddy? I got you, Big Daddy."
Hmm.
So I'm walking down. Roberta didn't go off the ship. She wasn't feeling well and having some breathing problems and whatnot. And so I was just doing some shopping on my own. And I'm walking down the sidewalk, and this vendor goes, well, I had kind of like paused and was looking at this display of hats he's got, and I actually bought for one that I'm wearing in that picture in Facebook from him. But anyway, he's like, "Hey, Big Daddy, you looking for a hat? I got lots of hats." And about that time, I heard in this really deep voice, are you talking to me? Or are you talking to the little white man? And I turned and looked, and there was a 6 foot, must have been 7 foot tall, 6 foot, 7 foot tall guy back there. Now I'm rotund, I've got some girth to me. He had a little bit more girth in relationship to his height. Anyway, I had to look up at him, and I said, "I think he's talking to you because you're bigger than me." And he said, he laughed and he said, "I've been called that all morning long." And I
Maggie
said,
says
"Well,
those are just
that's
all
just the way
empty
it goes
boxes behind him.
when you just full of charisma like we are." No, I did not get my hair braided because I don't have enough to braid, and that stuff is expensive down there.
Is it?
Yeah, like $300 if your hair is down to your shoulders.
Oh,
And
well,
that,
I mean,
that's including beads. That's including some bead work.
geez, that's pretty expensive. I think we spent like the girls got theirs done. I think it was like $20 a piece.
Oh, it's expensive down
I
there.
mean,
Now,
it
you
was.
probably could shop around and find it cheaper, but that was at the signs out at the.
I
when you
mean,
come off the
truthfully,
ship.
it was kind of weird because we went to this it was like in this park. Like they had all these ladies and they basically just dropped us off, and there was all these ladies in this park, and of course they were advertising and everything. Oh, you want your hair braided, and oof. It was kind of weird. I was kind of nervous about the whole trip there because I just, number one, I had two teenage daughters, so I was like, I always stayed close to them. So
Yeah, you have to be careful in places like
So,
that.
Now, I'm gonna tell you what. Now, at the not the Wicker Market. What do they call it? I'll think of it before the show's over. I'll think of it, and then I'll say, "Oh, by the way, it's called such and such." Anyway, the straw market. That's what it's called, straw market. And they have all these little booths piled into this one building. And I was looking around, and I was looking for Roberta like one of those festive dresses things. And I told her, I said, Roberta needs it. I don't see any. I said, "Do you have anything in the size that Roberta needs?" And she says, "No, but you," and she said, "You wait here." And she pulled a chair over for me and turned her fan so it would blow on the chair. And she said, "You sit here, I'll be right back." And she went running off. And so I sat there for a few minutes and my knees were bothering me. So I stood back up and there was a lady working the booth right beside her. And she says, "No, my friend will be right back. She'll be right back. Don't leave." And I said, "Oh, I'm not, I said, my knees are bothering me. I need to stand back up." And I said, "How does this work? Do y'all like have this whole aisle together, or do you, how does it work?" And she says, "No, this is my section." And she had about a 4-foot section on each side of the aisle. And this lady had the two corner pieces, which was like the down the side aisle and then down the aisle that they went.
Right.
And so I walked over and was looking at her stuff. She said, no, you can't buy anything until you finish your purchase with her."
Oh my gosh.
And I said, "Why is that?" She said, "Because I don't want her to think that I stole her customer." And I said, "Well, that's nice of you." So I ended up buying the lady I was buying for on the corner didn't have any like little purses or anything like that. And I was on the look for some little something for Vanya's girlfriend, Angela. And so she had some little purses, and it's got, they're about this big around, had a long strap on them, and they were in that Jamaican festive look. So I bought one of those from her, and it was it was unique.
Hi, baby.
Hey, Bridget.
Oh, I'm talking to your cat, but hey.
And it was nice. We just relaxed. Roberta played bingo every day.
How was the food?
The food was okay. The food in the cafeteria, in the restaurant, was really good. Really
Mhm.
good. It had great flavors, great presentation, and the wait staff was really good.
Mhm.
The one out on the Lido deck, which is like your buffet and stuff like that, it was good. It was tasty, but it was buffet type food, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, it was nice, and the ship was the first time we sailed on this class of ship, and it was really nice. Um,
God.
and
Wow.
I'm gonna do a video about our cabin. I shot video of our cabin because we had a really good cabin. But we were on deck 7, and the best thing about deck 7 was, yes, she did. I'm sorry, Maggie. She did come back with the frock for Roberta.
Oh, that's
Um,
good.
but she was running when she came back, and I was about to
God.
pass out. It was so damn hot in that building. But we were on deck 7, and deck 7, the corridor, the aft, and the port. The port and starboard corridors that the rooms are off of run the full length of the ship. So we could leave our stateroom, and we could either walk up one elevator and then go up the elevator up to deck 9, which is where the buffet was, the Lido deck, or we could go up midship and take it up, and that took us to the entrance to the restaurant, the evening dining room that we were at. Or you could go all the way to the bow of the ship and go into the liquid lounge, which is where they played bingo and had all their shows and whatnot.
Mhm.
So it was real convenient. And we've claimed that as our cabin because I know we'll go back and sail on that same ship and go back to the Bahamas again.
Yeah.
But and that's the cabin we want because it had a really good layout and it had a wide balcony on it. So anyway, we need to do a group trip and get all matching outfits because you can tell all the groups that were together. You know, they all had on matching T-shirts and moo-moos and things like that.
Oh, I can just imagine. Be trying to steal the silverware. I can get $5 for this thing.
Well, you know,
can-
I hate to say it, but as I was walking around, I was looking for something, and it's all this stuff is probably made in China. Okay, let's just be honest about it. But I was hoping I'd find a vendor that would like made local art, you know, local stuff, and I could find something either with the mouse on it or with like Star Trek or Star Wars or something like that, you know. And I couldn't find anything because I thought, well, that would be cool. That would be, you know, that might sell on eBay. But most of it looked like Chinese made stuff. It all looked nice, and it was all really. It all looked like good stuff, but I'm sure it was all manufactured in China where they could, you know, people
Oh,
make
sure.
an hour.
Carnival is for the young. At mine, Royal is the snooze cruise. Nah, I agree with Tommy. I mean, when we went on our cruise, you know, you didn't want to stay in the rooms. They're not made for you to stay in the rooms. They're made for you to go in and crash, you know, and sleep it off. But I mean, they're not made for just staying in there.
It's
Um,
some friends of mine, their son was getting married, and he and his future wife were going to go on a cruise for their honeymoon. I said, you don't want to do that.
mm-mm.
He said, why is that? I said, because you'll never honeymoon.
No.
Because there's too much stuff going from sun up to sundown
Yeah.
to do. And especially in the late evenings where they have all the parties and what going on. You know, I've been on Norwegian, and that is the old people's line. Well, it was back then. It might have changed now. Caribbean is very energetic. It's, you know, there's a lot of children, but there's not a lot of children, if that makes any sense. When you see the total number of guests.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, when we went to the Bahamas, we took our teenage daughters then, and when we were looking at cruises and you know the amenities and everything, they advertised that there was it was like a teen arcade, just a place for teenagers. And I was like, well, that's perfect. That's exactly what we need. And we got there and it was under construction. And that was like the worst thing for, our kids was they weren't going to have they spent 90% of the time inside, in the room.
Right.
Which sucked. But so I would say if you're going to go on a cruise, don't take your kids. Even if they are teenagers.
Now let me go see what the boss wants. I'll be right back.
Okay. He's being summoned. That must be her bell.
Yep. And the cat's like, what's this?
Yeah.
I'm really surprised because I've heard really great things about Royal Caribbean.
Yeah. I think that was the one that we went on. I can't remember, to tell you the truth. And that was, almost 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a while back.
All right. Bye, Maggie. Have a great day.
Have fun. Smile a lot.
I mean, I've watched reviews of Caribbean just recently, different people going on them, and yeah, I don't know.
I think you just have to pick one and try to pick the best one for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes pricing and what you want on a ship, what you want to do.
Right.
And then you just have to, go.
Look at the little cat ears popping up.
I know.
Oh my gosh. If I want a burger or a sundae at 3 a.m., I want it.
Oh,
All I could get was way overpriced room service. Oh, that sucks.
yeah.
Yeah, they gotta have 24-hour food. I mean that.
See, I wouldn't have that. I don't at 3 a.m. I wouldn't. That wouldn't be me, but
Yeah, and I wasn't too much into the whole. What do you call it? I like to gamble, but then I'm a penny pincher too, so I didn't want to spend all my money.
right.
But yeah, it was fun though. I think I got in a slot tournament that I did, and then we went to a couple of shows. But I just try to do the cheapest thing as possible. The thing that didn't cost much money.
Yeah, if you think you're going to be drinking a lot of like alcohol beverages or anything like that, get the beverage package. But I've done a lot of research, and I don't think that would be worth it for us
Yeah.
to get. But
Yep.
You called me?
what type of phone is that?
Yeah. Peanut butter cheese. Okay.
That sounds like Brandon. Peanut butter cheese.
And he's off again. Hey there, Kathy.
Hey, good morning. How are y'all?
I
Doing good.
Doing good.
See?
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. I wish it was Friday. I don't know
So
why.
how did you get a picture
A picture.
to pop up?
Oh, I don't know. I think I used it in my background. But I think that one's Marcel's though, ain't it? Hey,
Yep.
hey, twin. I don't know why
Yeah.
Marcel's is on there.
You're on MFR Productions.
Well, on my YouTube it says me. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I know why it comes up Marcel's, because we have the Zoom under his I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cruise talk. I need to know.
Okay, well, wait a minute, let me finish what I was going to say before I had to perform room service.
It's cheese and peanut butter.
Yeah. You know what? I hit the speaker off button, thinking I'm cutting the damn mute button off. Anyway, all the cruise ships now have kids clubs, and they have them for like elementary school. Then they have them for middle school, and they have them for high school.
She missed you so much.
And yeah, she did miss me a lot. She slept with me all night. So all the ships now have that. And people that we've talked to on cruises that have kids, they really like it because, like in the Days at Sea, they have all these activities for the different age groups. And then at night, I think they call it Circle C on Carnival. Their teen group. They have like a disco, going all night long, dance club, whatever you want to call it. And
For kids?
For kids. There's no alcohol set there. It's in a special part of the ship.
Cool.
And there's only like teenagers. Now, I'm going to say one group of kids that they do not really address, and I say kids, I mean, most of you people are kids compared to me, is the 18 to not 21 yet.
Yeah.
Because like the high schooler ones are for up to you're 17 years old, you have not turned 18.
Right.
So if you're a high schooler and you haven't turned 18, you can't go in there.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not old enough to go into, and they have a lot of 21 and over type stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not old enough to go in there. And they don't have, I don't think they have activities for that group. And I actually mentioned that to the cruise director, that they don't have, they need to have something. Because when we went on the cruise with the boys were not, Sergey was 21, but the other ones weren't.
Right.
And they were kind of left out on they had to hang out with us.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to do I think to see the Caribbean islands, if you want to see like go on a 7-day cruise and see a bunch of islands, that's the way to do it. You don't have to worry about driving. You don't have to worry about sailing. You don't have to worry about packing and unpacking. You just go to bed, and the next morning you're in a different port of call.
Yeah, I know I was looking at some of them yesterday on that vacation to go thing, and their drink package is like, oh my God, it's like $50-something on that Carnival cruise, and you're only limited to 15 drinks.
Yeah, I just, like I said, Chris and I researched that, and I don't think the drink package would be worth it for us.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But see, that's my thing is like, what's included? Is it just for the alcoholic drinks or like the?
Yes, just for alcoholic drinks.
Isn't it for soda?
I thought it was for
There is a different drink package. It's only like $6 a day for the soda. And God, I thought Todd had a snake crawling across his desk, and it's whatever that.
Just set my phone down.
That's my thing is like, okay, say you go get like, why are they going to charge you for a soda? Like if you're on the deck and you ask for a soda, that's when they charge you?
Yes, ma'am. They charge you for everything.
Okay, what if I'm eating?
Soda's extra.
Damn fingers. Soda's extra?
But with Carnival, you can take, and you have to look.
I know, Hank, right?
On Carnival, you have to, okay, I'll see if I can find the video. There is a person, and I think it's EECC Travel. I think they address the drink packages. God, you are so wrong.
What in the hell?
But on Carnival, you can bring a 12-pack of canned sodas per person on board.
I'm sorry.
The damn ass. We're gonna kill.
That's the way it was with us, Tommy. It was the tea, the lemonade, and water was always.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only thing free. Their tea and I've heard this from everybody, their tea is not fit for human consumption.
Yeah, it's
Are you talking
unsweet.
about
It's
what
also, I mean, I would cut it with water. I would mix it half and half with water, and I would add sugar to it, and then it was somewhat drinkable.
Blech, blech.
Yes,
The lemonade needs to be like, because they have in a Carnival, they have these little cups that you drink out of. I'd fill it 2/3 of the way with lemonade and 1/3 with water, just to break it down a little bit. But that's just me. But yeah, the drink packages. First of all, you said 15 alcoholic drinks a day. Kathy,
what?
do you know how much? Now, to somebody our age, Bidoomba.
I would never go over that ever.
No, I wouldn't either. But I mean, that's my thing. I was just wondering, like, because it said like on the booze package or whatever, it said energy drinks and all that. But I'm like, okay, what if I order water? I mean, that's just kind of crazy. You're gonna charge me for damn water too?
No.
Okay, so they don't charge you for water.
No.
Water, tea, lemonade.
Iced tea, coffee.
Okay.
That's on the Lido deck 24 hours a day.
Okay.
Up there by the ice cream machine.
I was like, okay, so what if I do an energy drink and vodka at the same time? That's kind of 2 for 1, right?
Well, no,
No, they'll charge you for both.
they would charge you for both. And if you and Marcel are in the same cabin and Marcel wants the drink package, you have to get it too.
Yes.
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
I mean, I understand that.
I can too, but
You can bring, if you're a wine drinker, you can bring a bottle of wine per person that's
Go
21
$20.
years of age.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. Now, I did see where Norwegian Cruise Line, they have something where it has a bunch of take free offers. So it has like you can upgrade to like free shoreline excursions. They have the free drinks. They have the free they have different stuff like a free extra guest.
Right.
Now I'm looking into that one to see what that one's about, but I don't know if anybody's ever been on the Norwegian Cruise Line.
Norwegians are real nice.
Maggie has.
Where's Maggie?
Norwegians are real nice. But
They
here's
went to
one of the
work
things you
already.
need to do is like because we're on the East Coast, and especially since Carnival runs out of Charleston, it's 3 hours away. And they run a cruise to Bermuda, and then they also do like a 7-day cruise out of Charleston every so often. We cruise with Carnival because it's convenient. You want to find a cruise line that you like and stay with them, because the more you travel with them, the more perks you get.
Okay.
Like after you travel, hang on a second, let me see if I can find it.
Okay, Jody says she did with them and she really likes selling with them. Okay, I may look into them because they have a lot of different free packages, and I'm all about free stuff.
Yep.
Look at the Royal though too, because like I said,
I'm more expensive.
After you cruise with Carnival one time in your stateroom, your next stay, they leave a big bottle of water like this.
okay.
And this is
I can take one of those with me.
Huh?
I can take one of those with.
You can't take anything in bottles.
Oh shit!
No.
Nothing in bottles. Tin cans or sealed wine bottles.
Hank.
Oh, there's plenty of water.
Bring a bottle of water. Wine.
The thing about having this is it's in your stateroom and it's convenient. You know.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, really, anything we wanted from the Lido deck, I could just run out, jump on an elevator, and go straight up to the Lido deck.
Yeah.
That's the reason we like the cabin we were in.
Jody said she likes them at Norwegian Cruise. She said they were amazing. So I might look into them.
Fish, when was the last time you were on a cruise? I think this thing is like $6.50.
Oh, easy.
Wow.
Easy.
So,
I mean, if you stay at hotels like the Hilton or Embassy Suites and stuff like that, it's pretty much the same thing. You know, they leave water in your room, and it costs money if you open it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Can I bring my Yeti cup with me that's empty?
yes, you can bring that.
Okay, because I can't part without my Yeti. I can't go nowhere without my Yeti cup.
And really, that's a good thing to do because they, like I said, they have these little cups that you drink out of that are like this coffee mug probably holds more than that those little cups do. It's just nice, especially when you're on the Lido deck at the buffet. You go over there, you fill it full of ice, and you can either fill it full of water or whatnot.
Okay.
I have no problems with drinking the water on the ship because it's all filtered and was it desalinated and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured.
So I have no problem with it. And I'm gonna tell you what, that water, when you after you've been out on the decks all day and you get back to your room and make you a glass of ice water, that's the best thing that you'll ever put in your mouth. Because first of all, it didn't cost you $7. Roberta cannot drink alcohol for one thing, but she likes this thing that's called their fruit punch, which is like orange juice, pineapple juice, and is it grenadine? Is it grenadine that's just like a flavoring that's not a cherry flavoring, that's not alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all that's in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's $6.50.
Jesus Louise.
Now, you can get a tequila sunrise with a shot, same thing with a shot of tequila in it for $6.50.
Give me the tequila shot then.
Yeah.
So, I started to ask and I just never thought about it. I said, she'd like a tequila sunrise with the tequila shot on the side.
Yeah. I didn't drink on the side.
And then I would go upstairs and get me a glass of lemonade and pour it in it, but I never thought about it. I still think it's, it gets even with the drink. We're not big drinkers. I think I had maybe a drink a day when we were she was playing bingo or we were watching shows.
Yeah.
And, but you'd see, these youth walking around at 10 o'clock in the morning with a damn festive drink or a.
Sure.
What is it? The beer that comes in like a blue, it looks like it's aluminum.
Bud Light.
Is that what it is?
Probably.
With Bud Lights. 10 o'clock in the morning. Hey, man.
Yeah.
You're
on a boat. 5 o'clock somewhere.
These youth.
Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
It's, like I said, it's still, I think it's a good bargain. I mean, because, the whole package.
Sure.
Because you're getting 3 meals a day, and you start looking at some of these all-inclusives, these resorts. And I did talk to this one guy. He and his wife had been to Sandals several times.
Yeah.
And he said that was if you're over the age of 30, that's the worst. That's the worst place to go because you're that's all you do. Because like in Puerto Rico, you don't want to go out the resorts because it's kind of rough out there.
Oh yeah.
That's what he told me.
Yeah.
So, and if you live I think just about anybody that lives within 4 hours of the damn coast has a cruise line leaving out of it. I mean, even Montgomery, Alabama, I think it's Montgomery. Yeah. They have Carnival leaves out of there several times a year.
Yeah.
If they don't have regular, because they're testing the service to see what people are like. Everybody on our ship was just about from North Carolina and South Carolina.
Right.
Because it's, there was people from Tennessee. There was some people that flew down from Minnesota. And I think to myself, if you're going to fly to South Carolina to go on a cruise, why are you not going on one that's a little bit longer and you're really getting your money out of your airfare?
Yeah.
Yeah, Baltimore has one.
So Tom,
sir,
at every show you go to on a cruise ship, how they try to get you to volunteer to do stuff that you would never do in your daily life. Now, tell us about getting up and doing the merengue on the stage.
I didn't do any of that.
Come on.
Not Big Daddy.
You
We
didn't
did
hold
not
the
do
big
any.
hat for the magician with and help him pull a beautiful girl out of a hat or something.
No,
You didn't do the,
Daddy,
you
don't
didn't
get
do the
up there and
Macarena
twerk.
with like Todd.
See, I can see Todd getting up there twerking because they get. And you know what? The people like there was a guy named Ty and a guy named James that was doing they were running the bingo games. They're very quick on their feet. They're very, they're just lots of energy and whatnot. And he would, if you called bingo, he'd make you come up to the stage and you didn't have bingo. He would say, "Come on up here." And he'd make you get up on the stage and twerk. And you wouldn't believe the people that got up there that had to twerk. And I'm thinking to myself, not my big fat behind. But it's all, they do that a lot. They have a lot of people. And like a couple of nights they had the wait staff in the dining room. They get up and they do a show, they play some music and they do this little, what was that thing that they were doing several years ago? Not the chicken dance, not the merengue.
Macarena.
That's it. They would do something that kind of dance.
That's what Todd did. There's a video that we need to see.
Macarena.
You need to find it.
We need the video. We've been begging Gwen.
Well, you need to get Gwen to find it for you.
Oh, Gwen has it.
Yeah, she has it. She just hasn't revealed it yet.
She's waiting for the right moment.
Mm-hmm.
Holding out until
Hi,
she
Carol.
knows I really want something.
Right.
Hi.
Y'all stop that. That's just gross.
But making out.
I know. And okay, and this I don't want everybody to feel like I'm size shaming or anything like that, because I'm a big boy and Roberta's a big girl, and it seems like when you go on some of these people go on this. Valerie's she's kind of sitting back in the chair going, "Oh my God, what's he going to say?" There's people that go on these cruises that they lose every inhibition. Is that the right word? Inhibition? They're not inhibited by anything. There was some gals wearing dresses like bathing suits and things like that there was more, and they were big girls and some big guys. More was hanging out of these bathing suits that was being retained by them bathing suits. And Roberta's like, she says, I'm too much of a prude, I guess, because I could never wear anything like that.
Me either.
And she's like, and I'm like, well, honey, apparently they're not, because Lord have mercy, there's a lot of skin on some of these people. And
I guess they figured that they're never going to see these people again in their lives. So
that's it. I mean, you kind of let loose, and
there was some big boys wearing like 1960s style bathing suits. They were short and tight as all get out. Them boys shouldn't have been wearing those.
Yeah.
They should not have been wearing those, But it's a lot of fun. We had a great time. Hey, Jim and Tara.
Jim and Tara.
And everybody ought to go. Everybody ought to do one. And I think it would be a blast if we could get a group to go. We could do find a meeting spot that would be convenient to people. And I've been with one other couple. We went with our best friends on a cruise, but to go with a bunch of people,
that would be so much fun.
I think it would be, because you kind of feel odd when you're there with one person. You're like your significant other. You kind of feel obligated to stay, to hang with them. Or with another couple, then the guys, if they got, like when we went on our first Carnival cruise line, they used to have the Red Hot piano bar. And we went in there and smoked cigars and drank bourbon and had a good old time. And the girls were just doing whatever they wanted to. Now you can't. You have designated smoking areas that you can smoke in. But back then you could smoke. Like I said, you go in the Red Hot Piano Bar and smoke it. And so we went in there and smoked cigars and drank bourbon. But I just think it'd be fun to have a bunch of people to go.
I got Dramamine, Carol. I got plenty of it.
Get Bonine, not Dramamine, unless you have problems sleeping.
Or get that patch.
Yeah.
Patch works really well too because it doesn't make you drowsy.
Bonine doesn't make you drowsy.
Okay.
And when we went to Russia and got Sergey, we asked a pediatrician because we had already, arranged, because when we got home, he was going to have a full physical and all that kind of mess. We talked to the pediatrician's office that we had scheduled his appointment with, and they said, is there anything that we could knock the edge off of for this flight home? Because we was going to be Russia to New York was 14 hours. And then we had to loop through Cincinnati back into Charlotte. And they said, yeah, give them Dramamine. Give them a children's dose of Dramamine because it has enough of it'll keep them from being airsick if they have get motion sickness and you don't know. And it will also knock the edge off of them. So they'll probably sleep.
Yeah. Well, Carol says she wore the patch and it made her sick for a week when she got home.
Yeah, a lot of people have that. A lot of people get sick off the patch.
That's weird. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, you go to bed and the don't come a knocking if the ships are rocking does not apply because the whole ship is not rocking.
Oh boy. Now we know what Tom's doing.
I know, right?
Now, yeah, I know.
Sounds like
I can
Orgy
read between
Island.
the lines here.
It sounds like Tom went to Orgy Island or something.
No.
Oh boy.
And we did, and I
You
posted.
don't need to know what you did.
I posted a picture of the Disney Dream or the Disney Magic for Bridge, and
Morning, Tara.
Hello.
They parked right beside us.
I haven't been in here for
Forever.
I don't even know the last.
Wait.
I think before Valerie went on her 5-week hiatus.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
So are you moved in, Tara?
I'm in KY right now.
Nice.
Woohoo!
My son starts school tomorrow.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cut that close.
Yeah. Well, let's see. What day is it today? I'm all screwed up on days. Today's Tuesday. So, right? Yeah. A week ago, we left Wisconsin Tuesday night with Jim freaking out. We had to drive back up there to get my other 2 horses. And on the way up there, my dually truck wasn't running right. And it's some kind of injector fuel pump went out. So he's up at our friend's mechanic's shop up there fixing it. And I go over there Monday afternoon and I go, well, that's not good because on the engine, he's got like the exhaust manifolds off. So the top of the engine's all taken apart and stuff. I'm like, well, that's not good. He had to fix that truck, put that back together, and get it running. And then we left Tuesday night and came back south with the 2 horses.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was really stressful. And then Jim's all like freaking out. On Tuesday, trying to pick up some stuff. Oh, we're leaving too late. I'm gonna be too tired. I can't drive like this through the night. He's all freaking out. I'm like, well, then let's leave for God's sake. Anyway. Guys.
Hi, Jim.
You should have drove for a while and then got a hotel.
Sleep. We were
God
in
forbid.
We were in Indiana in a gas station. I'm going to go to the bathroom because I don't leave I make somebody sit with the truck because I got the horses in it and Brandon's sleeping or whatever. So I walk up, Jim's driving the box truck. He's sound asleep. I'm like, we got to find a wayside. He's got to sleep. So I went down the road maybe like 5 or 6 miles and there was a rest area. I'm like, you go to sleep for a while. I slept there for 2 hours, and me and Brandon walked past the truck. Brandon want to go to the vending machines. He's sound asleep, and they're like, you ever see like those old guys in the hospital when they're about to die, and they sleep with their mouth wide open like they're high. You know, that is what he looked like for like 3 hours.
Hey, watch that.
I know, Tom, that hits a little too close to home.
I wanted to put one of those sponges in his mouth because I'm like, your mouth's gonna be so dry. You need to chew on one of those sponges.
Anyway, I just want to quickly elaborate on Tara's thing with the motor. Yeah, I'm an ex-real estate agent, now YouTube or eBay seller.
No, I thought you were gonna say YouTube star.
I'm not a mechanic. Yeah, when I have the top half off a diesel engine with the injector tubes, I mean each injector gets its own tube. It's this master injector pump that looks like an octopus that's underneath the underneath the intake manifold. Top half of the motor has to come off to fix it. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little freaked out. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Hey, Lori. So you've got everything. You've got everything from
You're done.
Wisconsin that you got to have, and
Everything I have to have, but I don't have everything. I still have stuff up there.
I think we have 60% of our stuff down there.
Oh, I think more than that. I have my tractors up there yet. I have a truck up there. I have a Jeep Cherokee up there. I got some stuff locked up in a semi up there.
2 semis.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
about
gosh.
2.
you ever think about having an auction up there, selling off some of that stuff?
I've got 2 box trucks of cement lawn animals. There's a deer family and a
All right,
couple
whatever.
small and a fountain and some.
Whatever. Yeah, keep looking at those pallets and counting it up.
There's not that much concrete.
You got the deer family. That's going to take.
I said the
truck.
deer and the fountain. That's a small accessory piece.
Yeah, we have a herd of concrete deer.
We have missed you guys. We have missed you guys so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been, we just were too busy. It's like Nikki mowing grass. It's just like, it's too much at that time.
Yeah.
And then I got down here and I'm like, well, I got to start making money because I'm going to do an e-course on how to crash your eBay store. If you don't list for a month and a half, your store will
Oh,
crash.
Yeah.
Good. Your
How much you
store
gonna
will
charge for
die.
Yeah, and your monthly obligations don't go away. They're all still there and looking uglier and uglier.
Anyway, so then this week I've been trying to get that back on track.
Yeah. Trying to revive it. I'm sure, after you start listing and getting that going, I'm sure you'll be fine.
I finally had a $400 day yesterday.
Nice.
Good.
Finally. But I also listed some bigger stuff I had, so.
Yeah. That's good.
But yeah, it was pretty.
Central air broke.
Our what broke?
Central air.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and
you
our air
notice the warm
conditioning
feeling
is
when
Oh,
broke.
no.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like 95 here. It isn't horrible in the house. We got fans going, but yeah, I'm like, you need to get this air conditioning situation fixed.
It's a heat pump system that worked through the winter as a backup heating. When I was gone, I couldn't heat with wood, so I'd leave the heater on or whatever, and it seemed to work right through. All of a sudden, the bill went down to like nothing in late April. I'm like, oh, that's must just because it warmed up. Well, it wasn't. It was because the unit failed. So I got to replace that sucker.
Right.
And all these windows in this house are not big enough to put an air conditioner in. So you couldn't put a window unit in here if you wanted to. So it's got to be central.
Yeah.
Get out there and fix it, Jim.
He's got to have.
I got it all taken apart, just like the car, or just like the truck engine. I
mean, you seem to work on everything else. What's a little air conditioner?
That's right. That's right.
Now you just need to put it on center blocks and you'll fit right on in.
Kathy.
Oh my God! You want me to tell you a cinder block story?
You tell us.
Neighbor. He's like, well, he's talking something. He goes, well, it's hard to live on fixed income. I'm thinking, I don't think living on your mom's Social Security is fixed income for you, but okay. Anyway, he's like, well, I'm 2 months behind on my truck payment. I'm like, oh, that ain't good because they'll come and take it. He's like, oh no, what you do down here is it's the law. If you take the tires off of it and put it on cinder blocks, it becomes a permanent part of your property. They can't repossess it. And I'm like, I'm not going to say anything because I'm like, oh yeah, interesting. I didn't know that. put that in a Rolodex for later in life. I'm like, I don't think that works that way. But anyway.
Oh my
Hills in
gosh.
Kentucky.
Oh my God,
That's a whole new breed down there. I'm telling you.
You're gonna put your car on cinder blocks, and it's become a permanent part of your property, and they can't repossess
Yeah, we think
it.
this guy's wrong. You should definitely make your vehicle payments.
It's not like once you put it on cinder blocks, it turned it into a chicken coop or something.
Yeah.
That's like saying I looked at it.
oh my gosh.
Well, did y'all see the guy that got the convicted felon that got escaped from jail in Tennessee, and he got caught in jail? Well, he was raiding the refrigerator that the people had out on the front porch or underneath their carport. He caught him on camera. I said, only in Tennessee and in the South.
No, no. I bet you if you can go to a lot of houses in South Carolina and probably North Carolina, and you will find a deep freeze sitting under their carport.
Well, this wasn't a deep freezer, honey. This was a refrigerator. This was a 2-door refrigerator you could open up that had milk.
I'll tell you something, hillbilly. Yeah, I'll tell you something, hillbilly. Up in Wisconsin, because winter's like for 6 months.
Yeah.
You could keep your frozen food out on your porch. You don't even need refrigerators.
Yeah, that is it. You know,
I'm not kidding you. I mean, I know people that like store their milk and stuff. Guilty. I did it. We didn't have room in the fridge. Yeah, I know people that do that.
Christmas turkey or ham.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's wrong. She's a little bit wrong on that, though. If you want to do it right, you put it inside a disabled vehicle. Your car's off the back, they don't run no more. And if you put it inside the vehicle, at least you can keep the raccoons off it.
Oh, true that. I forgot.
Yeah, because in South Carolina, there's somebody, just about everybody's got a car up on blocks in the yard.
Yeah.
Except I don't know if it's cold enough to store your turkey in it. But...
If you mow your lawn and find a car, you might be a redneck.
Hey, Kathy. If you can't take alcohol on board with you. Now, some of on the cruises, some of them take.
It just switches.
Yeah, I'm switching real fast before I forget it because I just thought about it. If you go like into Nassau or any of the islands and you buy liquor, they confiscate it. I mean, they give it back to you when you leave the ship, but you can't take it back in your room.
Yeah, I saw that.
Do you know something that helps with the forgetting, what you're gonna say thing? Start taking that ginkgo biloba there, Tom.
Or use a notepad and write it down.
Yeah,
the notepad's what I need to do. Thank you, Roberta.
Notes because there was
Get it.
Something I put somewhere that I knew we were gonna need, so I put a note on the fridge. And Jim's like, he goes, I had no idea where those were. I walked by the fridge and you had a note for him. It was awesome. Anyway.
The sad thing is I lose my notebook whenever I write stuff down.
Oh, me too. Where'd that notebook
I tape the notes up on things I know I go to a lot. The fridge.
I may have to do that.
Because when I put things in a notebook, then I'll lose the notebook or I'll forget where I'll be like, I know I wrote that down somewhere. Where did I?
Yep. Marcia always tells me, make yourself a list, but I lose my damn list.
I use my notes app on my phone a lot for that type of stuff.
I'm not that technical. I don't even use apps. I don't even know what the hell's an app. I don't even have a cell phone right now because my Wisconsin phone don't work here.
It's
God.
Wisconsin.
But when I'm down here, I don't say Wisconsin. I try to say Wisconsin because that's how they say it here.
Wisconsin?
Yes, I'm from West.
How did they say it?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
Yeah, they say like when you're down here,
Wisconsin.
how they pronounce it. West, Wisconsin. Instead of saying West.
That's Wisconsin.
Wow.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It is.
Good morning, Julie.
They also say oil also.
Oh.
Earl.
Oil.
You got to say it right.
Oil.
This is my cousin Earl, and he's bringing me a quarter Earl.
Oil.
Gosh,
Hey, Julie.
what the hell are you talking about?
Hey, Julie.
Come on, Julie.
Morning,
Yeah,
Julie.
Mike said that once, and I was like, he said, "Can you give me that can of Earl over there?" I was like, what are you talking about? And because I have like, I don't know if it's like I'm hard of hearing or whatever, but like I didn't comprehend what he was saying also. So I was like, huh? And he's like, the Earl. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what Earl is.
I don't know what that is. You got so frustrated with me. The oil. Earl, oil. Oh, okay. I got it. I can do that.
You mean oil?
Oil, yeah. That's how we say it in California.
Oil.
Yeah.
Oil.
Oil. That's how we say it. Oil.
Yeah, because you're hard of hearing.
Not an H-O-L.
Earl.
Maybe.
Earl. So now I say Earl.
Earl.
You fit right on in.
Yeah.
How many
There you go.
how many cans of Earl is included in that auto oil change?
I'm not hard of hearing, Julie.
It is.
No, I am not.
Mm.
Those fighting words.
When AJ's in the back seat, I'm in the front seat, and he's going, Mimi, 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 Mimi. And I don't even pay any attention. You know, I'm like in my own little world. I don't even hear him.
That's
And-
tuning out. That's not hard of hearing.
And she's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Mom, AJ's been trying to talk to you for like 10 minutes.
You know, they make them hearing aids. The
Yeah, I
hearing
know.
aids.
Grenades. Yeah.
I know that's what it sounds like, Mike, right? You said so Kentucky is basically West Virginia?
West Virginia, yeah. Depends what part you're in. Actually, I like it here though.
Well, just think about it. You're not going to have those horrible, horrible winters. You're not going
No.
to have to deal with all that crap.
It's
I'm jealous.
where I lived up there, it was more built up. Like here is very rural. Like at night, there's nothing going on. All I
Right.
hear is cows mooing. You know, I'm surrounded by farmland, so I'm kind of out away from like urban-y kind of. Not that I was urban up there, but I was like in this. I had this subdivision kind of building up around me, and it's not conducive to having like animals and farmy stuff around.
Right.
Julie, what did someone get for? She says someone got some for her birthday. I don't know what she's talking about, but
She's telling somebody to get her some hearing aids for her birthday.
oh, what she was talking about. Mike got some what?
I know, right?
Some little something, something.
I guess.
Rita. Well, I'm glad y'all are situated for the time being.
Yes.
For the time being.
I
Yeah, I'll
know
be
this
here.
doesn't
I'm not going
weigh
back
off
up
your
to.
shoulders.
We're gonna go back up to Wisconsin this fall, but I'm not doing it for a few weeks, 2-3. I want to make some money, honestly.
Yeah.
I've been spending a lot of money and not making any money, so I really like to make some more money.
Yeah. Get yourself built up and then.
Well,
I don't want you to have to go borrow any money from Brandon because I'm swear I mean his,
no, I don't like. If I have to,
he is,
if I have
I
to
mean his
borrow
interest
money
rates are
from
high.
yeah, no. If I have to borrow money from him, he's a little. He pesters you into. Are you paying me back my money? I'm just worried about it. And then he starts like going over your bills with you. It's like you're talking. Oh my God. Where did you spend your money that you don't have any cash? Or he'll be like wanting to charge me interest on the money. And,
What is it? What is it like in like New York where you go borrow your money from people and they charge you like this really high interest rate and they'll
Loan
break
shark.
your legs if you don't pay them back?
Loan shark.
Loan shark. That's what. That's what. Brandon comes across as a little loan shark.
I don't want to have to come back and take your legs now.
His legs out.
Mom, I don't
You got a
want to
handicap.
yeah.
This is business, Mom.
Of course, he doesn't count all the stuff that I just buy for him and use my money. Or he'll be like, "Oh, Mom, can I borrow $1?" And he never pays it back. But if I borrow $5 from him, oh man, he's really got me.
It doesn't stop. They get up to be 21, 22 years old, and they're the same way. If like with my crowd, I'll say, I'm pumping gas, and I'll say, you know, I want a drink. How about go get one? Go get me one. And they'll hold their hand out for me to give them money.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
And if we go someplace and I say I'm hungry, let's stop at McDonald's or whatnot, and I'll place my order, and then they're immediately like, bam, 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 because everything goes on Dad's debit card.
Yep.
I have one like that, and I have one not like that. So I guess I have the best of both worlds.
It's something else. But Bridge, you saw the mouse hanging off the back of the boat.
I did, and I was trying to think of how we could get that down.
You know what?
I can get that to my house.
And attach it to my house, yes.
There's another picture that I've taken, and you can see a closed circuit camera looking in that direction. I'm wondering how many people have tried to crawl down there and sit in Mickey's lap while that ship's going down going through the ocean.
Oh, wow.
And it ended up falling off. But you could tell the three brooms. There was three brooms, like they're all painting.
Well, yeah, because he was Sorcerer Mickey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just making sure.
Just like you're telling us to watch Saving Mr. Banks. I'm like, I watched that a while ago.
That was such a good movie.
It was a good movie.
Saving what?
Saving
Banks.
Mr. Banks.
I never saw it.
It's like the backstory of Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she was a piece of work.
Yeah, the writer. Yeah, she was.
But it's a really good movie. And the whole time I'm watching this movie, who the hell is Mr. Banks?
Really?
I've never seen Mary Poppins.
Oh my!
What?
What world could you live under?
That's
And so-
un-American.
Yeah,
I was sitting there trying to relax, and
I saw the original Mary Poppins, but not the remake.
well,
I
that's
never
what
watched
I'm
the
talking
remake. Yeah,
about.
no.
Teresa had never seen the Wizard of Oz or any of the Disney movies.
What?
Yeah,
Oh my
she's
gosh.
Pentecostal, so they
I gotta
won't
let these people out from underneath the rock. they're
really?
living in.
Jim's brother dated a girl that the mother would edit like the Disney movies, like let's say Beauty and the Beast, and take out anything that was magic or anything like that. So it was so edited up, it didn't even make sense anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she wouldn't let her watch Wizard of Oz because it had a witch in it. So Pentecostal.
Same kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a secretary one time. Her brother was a Methodist, a Baptist preacher at one of these make up your own rules as you go along churches, and he wouldn't let his kids would not let the kids read the Harry Potter books or watch the movies.
Yeah.
Oh no, the church I went to, the Baptist church I went to, Yeah, no, Harry Potter is definitely a no.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Well, I got
didn't
into an
really
argument with the man, and I said, "Look, magic is just the driving story behind the whole movie or the books."
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
but
not doing anything evil.
I'm
with
like,
it.
you people need to get a life.
Well,
you know,
it's not promoting being evil with the magic. It's just
No,
a fantasy backstory to it.
That's right. It's.
I mean, if they were telling kids to worship the devil, then I'd be like, yeah, maybe that's not a good movie. But I mean, it isn't used in an evil way.
Right.
And ask me how many kids left that church once they turned 18.
Absolutely.
Yeah, by all of them.
Well, that was back when you remember when Soap came out, the show,
What?
way back down in the 70s.
Well, I remember Soap, but I was probably a baby when it came
Oh
out.
my God. I was
Yeah.
a teenager then. And at our church I went to, it's like, this is going to be the downfall of the world.
Really?
And then I watched it, and we had a youth group, and one of my friends at church said, "Did anybody see Soap?" And I said, "Yeah, that's just, it's funny, but it's stupid, and I don't understand what all the big to do about is," which it was the gay part in it. But I think I told him, and I said, I think it's people that's worried about that show needs to get a life.
I think by the time Soap I watched, I was old enough to even know what Soap was. It was all in reruns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say the same thing. When I was in school, because it was like when Porky's was on HBO, and all my friends would go, yeah, I saw Porky's. I saw Porky's. My mom would not let me watch Porky's.
No.
Remember that. But now, I mean, compared to what comes out now, it's like so tame, you know.
My mom would not let me watch Three's Company. I couldn't watch Three's Company.
No, oh my God, I love that one.
Yeah,
well, let me tell you what. I saw more skin on this cruise. More skin than I wanted to see. And you know, it's people got to lighten up just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not if you go to a church where you wear the dresses down to your ankles, you don't want to go to a cruise. It is not going to be your cup of tea.
But you know that is the thing, is that, you know, if you choose to do that, that's fine. But you know, don't put that on other people.
Right.
You know, that's what you should do. And I've really never like come across anyone that you know, has looked at me a weird way because I wear shorts and my hair's purple. You know, I've never had anybody. There's a restaurant that is in Hiawatha, which is like 30 miles away, and it's almost, I guess it would be like maybe Pentecostal, maybe Mennonite type of setting.
Right.
You know, the people that work there. This is a family restaurant. And this lady, I mean, she had the cap over her head. She was, you know, long dress, long sleeves, all that. And she came up to me and she goes, you know what? I love your hair. And I was like, wow, you know, thanks. You know, that's great. I didn't expect that, you know, but,
and later that evening, the woman pulled her off her hat, gave up her religion just because you had purple hair. And that's
maybe
Mennonites don't
so.
like you.
Hey, you know, maybe so, but you know,
or maybe she wishes she could do something like that, but
yeah.
But the person won't let her. She'd be shunned.
Yeah.
They're stoned to death.
We ended up sitting every night playing when Roberto's playing bingo. We sat with this well, it wasn't a couple, it was best friends. One was from Decatur, Georgia, and the other one was from Chicago. And they're very nice, very articulate African American ladies. And they're RNs, or actually they're BSNs. And they were telling us about their jobs. They go all over the place working contracts.
Yep.
They went to
there goes that memory again.
Yeah, the place out in the Middle East where everybody goes to now. It's got the big hotel that looks like a sailing ship. Dubai. They went to Dubai for 9 months and worked there.
Yeah. Oh, there's really good money in traveling.
And they put them up. They put them up in like a dorm.
Oh yeah.
You know, they've gone. They're going to. They're going to Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't know it, but there's a hospital chain or hospital organization that has like an American style hospital in all these big major business touristy centers. But they've gone all over the place. The worst place they went to, they were asked to go to Rio, and they didn't like that because they just said they were afraid to go out the hospital.
Yeah.
Because it was so rough down there. But they went to the Netherlands and worked for a hospital over there. But they love it. So they do all their kids are grown, they vacation together. I said, so y'all are together all the time at work and then you're together on vacation. She said, yeah, my son asked me when we were getting married. But so if you're young,
there's good money in that.
Yeah. I mean, even just locally, you know, there's a friend of mine has an old house uptown near our main hospital, a CMC Main, and he's got 4 bedrooms in this house, and they're all rented to nurses, and they pay a monthly rent, and they're only there like 36. Well, let's see, they work 3 12-hour days.
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
So they come in like the day before they work, and depending on what shift they're on, they might leave out and go home after that.
Yep.
And they have all their stuff in it, but they work Charlotte, and they work Charleston, and they work someplace else. But he said they're all young, in their early 30s.
Oh yeah.
And they're doing it now. Why? They've got the energy where they can do all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he said two of them try to work the same places. So if you're a nurse and you're single, or your husband don't mind losing you for 9 months,
even if you're not a nurse, even any medical profession can do that. I did that for a while. That's when I worked at UCLA, and it was a good gig. They paid good money.
A friend of ours' daughter went to Japan, and she taught English for about 2 years, I think it was. And because they wanted English-speaking people to come teach English in their schools. Now, she didn't speak Japanese, but she said she learned that real fast, like being that everybody around her was speaking Japanese. So y'all just get
I would think it's really hard to learn.
Cruise, find a convenient location for everybody.
Can we go see the swimming pigs in the Bahamas?
Oh yes, please. I'm so down with that, Tara. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I want to go see those pigs. That's like my dream.
They say to do the private cruise. Don't go with a bunch, like a group, the big groups that they sell. They say do the private ones.
Oh, yeah.
Because the experience is better. Because if you go with the big groups, then people are all up in your way. But if you do like a little private small cruise, then yeah, it's better that way.
Oh yeah, I don't like people all up in my way and stuff. I want to interact with a bunch of wild pigs and feed them. I now want people in my way.
Are they swimming in the ocean? I know not of these swimming pigs.
YouTube Bahamas swimming pigs. They're like on this island, but they're tame now because everybody stops there and feeds them snacks and stuff.
So is that where you get salt pork from?
Yeah, they swim out to the boat and that. Ooh, that's sinister. They're probably killing some of those pigs for pork.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, they're real cute, and the little baby pigs will be swimming out to the boats, to get cookies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can see a pig giving Tara a hug, and she just freaking out.
I would definitely like the pig hugger.
Yeah, I would pet the pig, but I'm not hugging it. Maybe if it's a small pig, I would hug it, but
yeah.
I like hugging animals. I just don't like hugging people, Tom. There's a difference. Give me a dog and I'll hug the shit out of it, but a person,
get away from that. Yeah, pig hugs are okay.
Animal hugs, okay.
People hugs, nope. They have cooties.
No offense.
Y'all are just not right. Not right at all.
Yeah, you have to YouTube it. It's actually kind of cool though.
I'm watching the swimming pigs.
Yeah, it's actually yeah, because I wouldn't look.
The water is like really beautiful. It's like Bahama blue water with sugar sand and stuff. You got these crazy pigs out there swimming.
Cool. Cool beans.
Oh, let's see what I got here.
So y'all just put together some numbers on a little soiree.
Where would be you have to find where everybody can meet? Like it'd be easier for everybody.
Well, see, like for you, like for you, coming to Charleston would be the easiest because you would just go up and hit I-40, then hit 26 and not stop until you get to the ocean.
I'd have to stop along the way.
You'd have to pee.
Well,
I'd have to pee
I'm
and
not talking
stop.
about that. I'm talking about it's just a straight shot, straight drive.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think you can get to like Charleston. I don't think you can get it from where Sally's at, Michigan. Boy, my hair's looking silvery today.
It is. I was gonna say something, but I thought
Done.
I was just like, what's with his hair?
I'm teasing.
I like you. I like those pictures of you in that fedora. You look sexy.
I know, the fedora was cool.
Yeah, that's my son's hat. I bought it for him. I was, Big Daddy.
Jeez.
Is that what they called you?
Did you not hear that? When I was going down the sidewalk looking in these shops and whatnot, these people, men and women, would go, "Hey, Big Daddy, what you looking for? We got everything in here."
Oh,
hey,
Lord.
Big Daddy. A lot of them called me that. Big Daddy.
Is that was that the character on Cat in a Hot Tin Roof? Is that Big Daddy or is that something else?
Yeah, that's Big Daddy. Yeah. It was pretty cool down there. But, I understand because I've heard people say once you've been to the Bahamas and really done the Bahamas, you don't ever get off the ship again in the Bahamas. You just, because there's a lot of stuff going on the ship. Because most of the stuff that you're going to do in the Bahamas is going to cost you a lot of money.
Yeah, but I like to go out for the adventure. Because, the ship would be cool, but and I like buffets, don't get me wrong, but what else can you do on this ship?
Yeah. See, I'm gonna find me a beach, pop my little butt up there and sit there.
Well, if you go on like a 5-day cruise, then they stop like at Nassau on one day, and then the next day they reposition and they're over at their private island. And on their private island, it's just a big island. And they have all the water sports and they have hamburgers and stuff going on. Oh, the Guy's burger that's on this ship, man, that was the best hamburger I ever had in my life. So if you go on a Carnival ship, you got to try the Guy's burgers. But they have all the water sports out on these. They call it a private island that you can do the snorkeling and all that kind of stuff with.
All right. Well, no, that'd be fun. But I'm also a little bit scared to get eaten by a shark, though, too.
All you got to say is, "I'm from Wisconsin. Get away from me," and he'll just stop and start laughing.
I don't know. I am a little bit scared because they're always like, "Oh, don't worry, sharks will bother you." But the person got bit by a shark. That's what they were thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't worry, those sharks. If you don't bother them, they won't bother you. Oh shit! I just had my leg bit off by a shark. That's my worry.
I think like at the private islands, I think they have the swimming areas netted off.
Oh, okay. So you don't have to interact with the sharks. Yeah,
you don't have to interact without sharks.
I like that.
That one.
But smaller fish can still get through to,
Or give me one of those shark guns so I can defend myself.
Something.
Yeah, just give me something so shark tries to grab me, I know I can defend myself.
Well, that was like when I was young and scuba dived a lot. People talk about going fishing, saltwater fishing. I'm like, no. Give me a scuba tank and a bang stick and let me go shopping for what I'm going to have for dinner. Because a 30-06 shell will just really mess up a fish's day.
Yeah.
But
Jim will go in the ocean like above his ankles because when he was young, he was in Florida and they were swimming. And he's like, I was walking, I'm out to my neck, and he stepped on something that gave him like a electric shock. It scared the living crap out of him, and he don't like going out in like deep water anymore.
Was that Jim?
Yeah. He said it felt like I stepped on something, like I stepped on a live wire, and it really scared him, and that was it. So you won't go out that deep in like the ocean anymore.
Jim, we're really going to have to take your man card away from you.
We're from Wisconsin. We don't have that kind of stuff up there. We're not taking chances.
I started to take a picture. We left Charlotte and drove halfway and had lunch at a Cracker Barrel, of course. And
not Cracker Barrel for Christ's sake.
I started to take a selfie with the Cracker Barrel side behind me, and Roberta's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm gonna take a picture of this because Jim will not eat it at a Cracker Barrel."
Yeah, could you find like a Golden Corral or something? You gotta go to Cracker Barrel.
They don't have those down here.
Really? We love Golden Corral. I ate at Golden Corral on
They don't have
Sunday.
them along the interstates.
Oh, I ate at one on Sunday. I had to meet somebody in a town that's west of me, Elizabethtown. They bought this fanning mill off of eBay. They drove from Southern Illinois and met me in Elizabethtown. So then I went and got my Golden Corral on.
In Charleston, they still have a Shoney's. I didn't even think Shoney's existed anymore.
I never have eaten in a Shoney's.
I can never fight the kids off at Golden Corral.
Well, kids.
I went on Sunday after church went out. So you have like all these, no offense, but they were like dressed to the nines. I mean, they have like the big hats. I mean, I'm from Wisconsin. We don't have that kind of stuff. They got like the big flowery hats on and like
you don't go
the beautiful dresses. Like, this is something, but man, I mean, those people can eat after church. They must have spent all morning in church and starved to death because, I mean, and they were like, there was 50 of them and they just blocking everything up. I just give them a look and I just move right into that buffet and start slopping it on.
Now, Tara, before you go on a cruise, you're going to have to get your fancy hair out. I mean, fancy hair out. You're going to have to get your fancy dresses out because they
I was like,
have
your fancy hair. What the?
Well, you don't have to have your fancy hair out too, because they have formal night.
Take your boring hair off, Tara, and put your fancy hair on.
Yeah, what do you want me to do? Put a wig on or something?
They have formal night, and I'm gonna tell you what, these ladies go insane with their formal night.
I don't have formal clothes. I don't.
That's what I posted in the chat about everybody was going to have to contact Todd about renting some bling from him so they'd have enough gold. But they do. They have formal night. You see,
what do you do at formal night?
You just dress up.
And then what? Eat?
You eat.
And then what? Listen to a band?
No, it's just formal dining.
What? Really?
Why can't I just eat my T-shirt the way I'm comfortable?
You can't go to the dining room like that.
No.
You can go eat on the Lido deck.
I'll go eat at the buffet with you.
It's just it's making it one night's really special.
Do they have a Golden Corral in the cruise ship? I'll go eat there.
Well, they got something close to it. It's called the Lido deck. No, you don't have to dress like that every night. It's just one night they have formal night, and everybody gets dressed up. And
yeah, the 2 nights that are the 2 cruises that we went on, I've never done a formal night, which I think would be fun to do. Just to kind of
like there was we had 2 people get married on this cruise.
Wow.
And then, so the bridesmaids. There'd be a passel of bridesmaids, all sitting together, and on formal night, they were dressed to the nines. I mean, they had the bling on, they had the dresses that were, I think they were a size too small, but Roberta said that's the way they're supposed to fit. I would not let my daughter, if I had one, wear the dresses they wear. And I don't care if she was 30 years old. Missy, you better go sew about 6 inches on the tail of that frock, and you better unzip that thing in the back a little bit to not be so tight.
We were at Golden Corral and we had this couple behind us. Okay. So they're asking, because it's like crazy packed. So they're asking, what were you going to drink? So they get to them and they're like, we're going to have 2 waters, one with ice and one without ice. And then they're making this big deal because their church gives out this coupon where they get like $5 off or whatever, and how the church said, if I bring this slip, and she's like, yes, sir, yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes, you'll get your $5 off or whatever. And Jim's like, oh yeah, they're making this big deal over this stupid $5. I'm like, oh my God, Jim, you they're the ones that were driving. Like they had this brand new Corvette is what they drove up to the Golden Corral in. I mean, it's probably like, I don't know, what does a new Corvette cost? 70, 80 grand or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're worried about their $5 off at the
Well, that's the reason they can afford that $80,000 Corvette is they've been saving all this $5.
and drinking water. Drinking water too. Anyway.
To save a few dollars. My mom's not that bad because if she sees something she'll buy it, and she's got the money to do it. But my dad has had some eye surgery and he's virtually going blind, and so the vehicles they had a Ford Taurus, and my mom's got a Honda CRV, but it's like a 2008 model with 60,000 miles on it. Anyway, it was difficult for him to get into the Taurus, and that's the good car. And so my dad told my brother to take my mom and for them to go over and look at a new CRV because she really likes those, and make sure there was plenty of room for him to get in and out without bumping his head or anything like that. So they did, and they ended up buying a Pilot because the windshield slopes different and it gives you more room to get in and out of it. Anyway, you swear my mom was down to her last $5. Every time you mention that damn Pilot, she's like, I didn't want it. We had two vehicles. We drove Greta. That's what she calls her CRV. We were fine. We did not have to go spend the money. And I'm like, Mom, why do you worry about money all the time? You've got lots of money. You're not hurting. And why not make your golden years as comfortable as possible? And my brother went with my mom over to the car dealership, and she liked the Pilot. She wanted it in the burgundy with the tan interior. And the guys, we have Hendricks Auto out here, which owns all the dealerships just about. And he's like, can you get one in the burgundy with the tan interior? And he said, yeah. And we could bring it down if you're serious about buying it. And then he said is this within your budget?
Uh-oh.
And my brother looked at him and said, dude, this little old lady right here could go up to Independence to your Mercedes place and buy anything off that lot and pay cash for it. So yes, it's in her budget.
Oh my.
And they said, well, the guy went and talked to the sales manager, and the sales manager knows my dad. And about 2 hours later, they had that burgundy with tan interior sitting in front of my mom and dad's house, so my mom could go out there and look at it to make sure that's truly the one she wanted. But she bitches about it. It's like, my God, Mom, enjoy your car and get on with it. I mean, back in the day, the joke was they would take my mom had a 73 Thunderbird. That's the one with the 12-foot long front end on it.
Right.
Yeah. And they would take it over to the car when one of my dad's truck needed new tires on it. They would take my mom's car over there and take the tires off of it and remount them on the rims that need to go on their Ford trucks and put new ones on hers, because she would have them for a year and only have like 6,000 miles on it. She literally drove it to the grocery store and the church. The rest of the time, my dad always drove his truck. And he always had one with the fanciest it could be. When the XLT were the fanciest, that's what he had. And we took it over. We took the Thunderbird over to have the tires changed on it. And Sid, who owned the tire place, he said, we need to keep this afternoon. And we like, why? And he says, because we need to take the rotors off of it and the brakes covers off the back and turn them, because they've got so much rust on them. Because she never drove, rust was building up on it. because she never drove it. Nowadays, our Outlook stays on the road, it seems like. But anyway, bless her heart, she's down to her like Tammy Faye Baker. When the PTO was falling apart, she always would get on TV and she'd start crying about she was down to her last $50. And that's why we call my mom Tammy Faye, because she's talking about, I don't know where we're going to pay for this thing. I don't know how we're going to pay for it. I said, why didn't you go ahead and pay cash for it and be done with it? I didn't want to. Something might happen that we might need some money. And I said, Mom, I have two thoughts. God bless you. One is, you've lived this way all your life, and now you have money and you can do anything you want. And two, you've got all this money and now you can't do anything because Dad can't travel.
Right. So have fun.
Not spend all your money, but you need to have some good fun, because my mom and dad always wanted to go to Hawaii, and they were literally going to go. They were making arrangements to go with my dad's brother and his wife, and my uncle got sick and had a cerebral hemorrhage, and he was never ever able to travel again. And within a year, he died. And several times, groups from the church had talked about going, and they never went. And now he can't go. So,
well, you and Roberta need to take her.
Well, that's what we're talking about.
Yep.
At some point, we're going to take her.
Yep.
Because we want to go to Hawaii.
Yeah. I want to go to Hawaii.
Is there any eBayers in Hawaii? I know that's a stupid question.
Yeah,
I never hear anybody say
sourcing is hard.
Yeah, there's a few eBayers in Hawaii. I don't know what island, but I know that there's a few.
It just seems like I never hear anybody.
My brother-in-law used to be the professor at University of Honolulu.
Oh wow.
What's
But now he worked at the college as a professor. They lived like broke. It's so incredibly expensive to live there. Even like their rent, they had like a studio apartment, a one-room apartment that had one of those. Is it a treadle bed that goes up in the wall? And it cost them like, I don't know, $2,500 a month to rent that. It's incredibly expensive. I mean, he made good money, but it was like, they were like broke because a gallon of milk is like $8 a gallon, and it's just very expensive to live there.
Hey, how much does gas cost?
I don't know, but I will say this, where they lived, because it was not like, because what they could afford. So it was like I don't know how to say this, not the greatest part of town. When they would get there, when they would drive home for the night, they would have to take the battery out of their car. And if they forgot to take the battery out of the car, it would be gone in the morning.
Wow.
Well, I told you about being in Russia, and they take the windshield wipers off at night.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they take the windshield wipers off at night because somebody will steal them during the night.
Hey, Mom, in Hawaii,
yes,
you don't get a felony until you rob $300.
Why are you planning on living there so you don't get a felony?
Oh, I'm just still bunch of spam.
Oh, are you going to the spam wars?
Are you and your
Which
dad
is
planning
true.
to
They
start
do have, in Hawaii, look it up on YouTube. They have spam wars where people were like going in convenience stores and stealing spam. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Did everybody
stuff that we won't eat, they eat like it's prime rib over there.
Yeah.
By the way, they had prime rib on the Lido deck every day, so or every evening. So
did everybody hear what happened to Flippin' Todd?
Yeah.
No.
How he got swatted?
Yeah, how he got swatted. I sent a link in the thing.
He got what?
Swatted.
What does that mean?
SWAT team shows up at your house.
Someone called and said that there was
why?
that he was holding his family hostage and that he was going to kill them, and the police showed up, and yeah, it was on his Facebook.
Oh my gosh.
They interviewed him and everything, and bless his heart, the only thing he could think is don't kill me in front of my daughter.
His daughter was outside playing when they showed up.
Oh my God.
Friend there.
Why did Did somebody like call to be mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a
Somebody called-
YouTube person? Was
They
it
don't
'cause-
know.
Oh, good
It was
grief.
somebody that got a hold of his
Thing.
personal information or whatever.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I was on a chat about 3 weeks ago, and somebody got swatted. Only the address that they gave him or gave the police was actually an office inside of a building. So the SWAT team showed up at the front of this building, and the people thought that it was their, that called it in, thought it was his home address.
Oh my gosh.
That's scary.
It
I mean,
is.
that you'd have. I mean, that you'd have some random person just do this to you. I mean,
Yeah.
but you watch like the drama communities. I mean, they're always calling like CPS or.
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah.
let's say they find out you're on Social Security or disability, they'll call like Social Security investigation to have you investigated and stuff. I mean, it is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 911 call and everything is on Todd's Facebook.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
But it was crazy.
Why I want to know is why the people that called that 911 in has not been prosecuted, because they know the
Have
phone
the
number.
number.
They
Yeah.
know the phone number.
Unless they use like a disposable one-time use cell phone. They
Yeah,
would
like a
have,
burner or something.
like a track phone or something. I don't know. Wouldn't have a name to it.
Well, then they're
first
going
he
to have to
said
quit
he was-
accepting phone calls from 911. I mean, from disposable phones in. Because track phone requires you to have an account with them, don't they? Or they used to.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do have to have an account with them.
I guess
so by the minutes.
they need to get a life. People really need to get a life.
That could have really ended up bad.
It
I
could
mean,
have.
It could have been really just fatal for somebody.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he said. It turned out good because he did what he was supposed to do. He listened to them and
Yeah.
they told him to do. But it could have turned out worse. A lot worse.
Not worse.
And at first he was gonna take off all social media. He was gonna get rid of, but now he's not. He just did a thing on his channel about it.
Yeah, that's sad that he had to go.
Well, has he been like getting trolled a lot or anything on his show?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still out of it. I really haven't been watching anything.
Yeah,
I can't believe I missed that because
I know.
I usually watch him. That's so weird.
Yeah, it was
I had to
sad.
go back and look and
That's crazy.
That
That
was
is.
crazy.
I was gonna ask y'all the other day if you've seen it. I messaged him the other day. I was like, I hope everything turned out okay. And he says, yeah. They're investigating it and all that, and we're all safe, so that's all that matters. And I was like, yeah, that's crazy.
Well, I hope they get the person that did it
I hope
and
so
nail
too.
their ass right to the barn wall.
Yeah, they need to.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
that's just
you need to
insane.
stay on top of it. There's enough technology available now that they should be able to find out who this person is.
Yeah.
And you would think they would want to because they're wasting their resources.
Mhm.
right,
Right.
right. I mean, yeah, all the time that.
I mean,
yeah.
why?
It's ridiculous.
How are these people not getting? How are these police officers not getting sued?
Well, to the police officer, I mean, you get a call like that, you have to go investigate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't their fault. I mean, it wasn't their
You can do
fault.
a little recon first, to make sure before you go, because it's been about 10 years ago. The police raided a drug seller, and they kicked in the wrong person's. They kicked in the next door neighbor's door instead of the right house.
Right. And I bet you that has happened so many times. So many times where somebody says, oh, yeah, there's this is a drug house. You need to go and, take care of it or whatever. I'm sure that happens a whole lot more than what we hear about it.
Yeah.
This guy that I know down in South Carolina who is a game warden. DSS wanted to. They kept getting calls about this family that they weren't taking care of their children and whatnot, and they were wanting to do it. They were wanting to go in and do an investigation, and they couldn't. I mean, they didn't want to because they weren't sure. Some of the story just did not sound right. So this friend of mine, Brian, he happened to know one of the people involved in it from DSS. He said, "You want me to check it out for you?" And she said, "How? You don't have a warrant." He says, "I don't need a warrant. All you got to do is tell me that you think that they've got eagle feathers in their house and a mounted eagle in their house." And she said, "They got a mounted eagle in their house." He went, knocked on the door, and he said, "I'm with game warden. I'm a game warden, and I've been told that you have a mounted eagle in your house. I just need to look around." And the guy first said, "You need a search warrant." He said, "That badge right there gives me all the search warrant I need."
Yeah, I think game wardens don't need a search warrant.
They don't need a game warrant. They don't need, because things can disappear faster than they can get
Yeah.
So he just walked in and looked around, and he said, "Where's your freezer at?" And he looked in the freezer and shut the freezer, and he said, "You need to be careful who you're talking to, because somebody's trying to get you in trouble." That's what he said. He said, "You're good." And he walked out, and he went back to DSS and said, "Somebody's trying to get somebody in trouble because the house is cleaner than my house, and everything looked fine to me." But he did. He said, "I don't need a game." He says, "I don't need a search warrant. If I've got just cause," which he really didn't, but if he's got cause, he can go in and see. And in South Carolina, they can take your crap. They had some guys deer hunting out of season. They confiscated all their guns. They confiscated his truck and sold that truck. They sold the truck at public auction.
Anything that's used to perpetrate that crime of poaching a deer, your truck, anything you have on you, it's gone.
They'll take your crap and sell it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, don't mess with the Crown's animals.
So I have been, well, I wasn't there, but I have been involved in a raid where my ex-husband was selling drugs. They came to the house. They raided the house. They took all the guns, which I was kind of surprised. I didn't even really think about it actually until, truthfully, just now. But like he had guns. He probably had 4 or 5 rifles. Which he was a felon. He should not even had those guns in the house. But yeah, I mean, they completely ransacked the entire house, which they had good right to, because he was selling drugs. But yeah, they tore the house up completely. So I was not there. My girls were not there. But no, it was bad. It was bad stuff.
Oh my
Carol,
God.
maybe up in New York or Massachusetts. You're in Massachusetts, aren't you? They might need game warrants, might need warrants, but they don't need warrants down here. If they have just cause, they can.
Yeah, I think
pull your ass over and take your car apart if they need to.
Oh my God! If you're speeding, if you are pulled over by a cop in South Carolina for a missing taillight, they can take you to jail.
Yeah, this reason you're just nice.
That's why I have a friend that's a cop in South Carolina. He was telling me, I'm like, "Are you kidding?" He goes, "Yeah, you're not in New York when you're in the South."
Oh my God, I'm reading this Todd like news article. This is really scary. This is what the caller said. Hello, I have my kids tied up in the basement right now, and I want a hostage negotiator. If you don't come right now, I'm going to shoot them. I mean, that's really scary that somebody was sick enough to call that in like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they called it in acting like they were him.
Yeah, I mean, that's really scary.
Wow.
Insane.
Oh my gosh. Who would do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just sick.
Some hateful person.
Yeah.
People that have no time, but they have no life.
They don't like their life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, maybe it was something in his personal life, but I mean, like, if it's a YouTube thing, I mean, Todd is the most nicest channel there is. There's like no drama, no nothing over there. I mean, how could you be not like them or get mad at him? I don't know.
Yeah, you go over to Chick Picker's channel, and there's all this damn cussing and fighting and drinking and tearing up, calling people names. And
I don't know why you do that either.
The only person we,
I mean,
the only person we ever call names
Cuddly.
is you, Todd.
Yeah.
I'm just serious. How laid back can you get on Valerie's channel? Really?
They can get pretty laid back.
She is so cute.
Most of them are. Most channels are.
I'm not listening to you, Todd. I'm looking at Bambi.
I thought you were talking to me.
Bambi?
No, I'm talking to Bambi. I'm just talking over Todd. Tom.
Oh, Bambi. She just
Sweetie.
so comfy.
Look at that face. She's just got this little face.
Oh my God. I mean, it's not funny, but I'm picturing this poor Todd down there working in his basement on his eBay, listening to Elvis or something, and you have this SWAT team show up.
That would just, that would be horrible.
Yeah.
And it's even worse that somebody impersonated you.
Yeah.
Right.
And all that. That's just horrible. It's just, they'll get their coming uppins. They'll get some bad juju.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's gonna do that to the wrong person one day,
True.
and they're gonna disappear.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Felicia.
I mean, they tried that crap with Maggie. Maggie's gonna go open up her little suitcase and get her tools from her old trade out and pay him a visit.
Yeah, because Maggie might look sweet and innocent, but
I swear.
She's different.
I'm sure she got a couple of cans of whoop ass somewhere in
I swear.
up her sleeve.
I think she's former Black Ops or that kind of stuff. She is just too sweet for one person to be that sweet. It's got to be her persona. We need to hit. Big Louie has been really causing a lot of problems in the 3rd district. Send Nana in there to take care of it.
oh my God, Carol. Yeah, I just randomly talked to my Disney stuff.
Like her plants.
Oh, you're so cute.
You're so pretty.
You know
Bridget.
what? I don't have any Bambi items. I don't have any.
Don't?
No,
What?
I just thought of that. I have nothing Bambi.
Huh.
Nope.
Bridget, did you notice in that movie? I'm sure you did because you're a connoisseur of everything Disney. That they used the original. I mean, they really used original Disney. I mean, original Mickey Mouse plushes.
Yes.
Because he's changed a lot since back in them days.
They took a lot of things out of the vault.
Yeah.
In the movie. Mm-hmm.
And how about the audio at the very end where they were actually playing the tapes back?
I know, isn't that cool?
I would like to it'd probably be hours and hours and hours, but I would like to hear all the.
What are you talking about?
Saving Mr. Banks.
Yeah. She wanted everything recorded.
Yep.
And so that's how they could write the parts in the meeting so clearly, is because they actually had the audio where a reel-to-reel player recorded all the conversations they had.
She was a witch.
Oh, she was, but I can understand. She had some scars there, you know.
Yeah, but still.
I'm still having a hard time finding out what you're talking about.
Oh,
Saving Mr. Banks, a movie.
Saving
Oh.
Mr. Banks.
I know, right, Julie?
I've never seen it before.
You
Yeah.
need to watch that.
It's a good movie.
It's a very
and it didn't do well at the box office.
I
but
think it's because it's more almost like a documentary type.
Yeah.
And I don't think they do really well in the box office, but I liked it. It's not and I would not go see it at the movie theaters. It's not a movie I would want to see at the theater.
Right.
It's a great home movie.
Well, you know, if you're going to like the $3 Twilight or something like that, I think it'd be cool to see it on the big screen. But
Although I don't like
it's not one of those, you know, when if you saw Titanic in the theater and then you see it on TV, it loses a whole lot in the translation going from big screen to the little. You don't have anything like that because most of it's set in an office.
Right.
But she was lonely. But it's a great movie. You ought to watch it.
I have a question.
Sure.
What is I was relisting something and I went into where it says format and it says fixed price, auction style. It says classified ad. What is that?
Oh, eBay Classifieds is still around?
I don't know. I guess so.
It says classified ad.
I don't know. I didn't know they still had that.
I thought they dumped it.
Me too.
But
I've never seen
trying to
that
bring it
before.
back.
Wait, where are you, Sally?
It like in selling details, like if you're making a listing
Uh-huh.
and you're right there where format, duration, and price is at. If you go under format and that drop down box, it says auction style and fixed price, it says classified ad in there.
Huh, because I just listed something and I didn't remember seeing that.
Oh
And
my
I got
God. I see it like if you're in your listing, manage active listings. Yeah, same thing. If you click out the all formats, you click that drop down, it says classified ad.
Summer says that the dinosaur's visiting your eBay store today.
That's great. I don't need no dinosaurs on my eBay.
Let's not discuss the T-Rex because I don't need to be on that tyrant. Thank you.
Well, that's weird. Did they come back with that?
I don't know. eBay's been jacking all kinds of stuff up. I got some stupid email today that they're updating some other crap. It's like, could you fix the first thing and get the dinosaur out of the stupid thing first? eBay, I swear.
I've never seen it.
I can't.
Is it something they used to have?
They used to have it a while ago.
You know, I used to sell a lot of stuff off of what was it? I want it or want it. You know, it was people were looking for specific things,
I'm sure they were.
and I used to sell a lot of off the wall stuff on there because I would sit there and read through them, and then I think, hey, I got one of those.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, Bridget, you're being harsh now.
Hey, I have two of those. You can have one and you can have one.
I mean, that was
Put them in a jar for later.
Bridget.
You're being ornery
Where the hell
now.
is Chris at? He needs to get you under control.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, I'm like,
When are you going to Disney?
December 4th through 10th.
Ooh, my brother-in-law's there right now.
We're going to California.
Oh, you're going to Disneyland.
Yep.
I always wanted to do the Cars ride over there because they only have that in California.
And the storybook boat ride, that looks kind of nice too.
Oh,
But yeah, that's where we're going. And then we're doing a cruise, I think in March. Chris doesn't know, so everybody hush.
oh boy. Well, I hope he doesn't watch a replay.
I know, right?
Did anybody watch replays?
No, I keep him too busy. He can't do that.
Where are you going?
For his 60th birthday. I'm definitely leaving from Orlando because I have ulterior motives with that one.
Yeah, you want to go and see that damn mouse.
But
Yeah, we got you figured out.
No, I just want to go to Epcot for that festival they have in March. So
What kind of festival?
it's either the Arts Festival. I think it's the Arts Festival going on then.
Yeah, that sounds like
never
a good
been-
excuse.
I've never been to either one of them, so
That'd be cool.
but anyway,
Sounds good.
but then I'm trying to do it to where he only has to take like 2 days off work,
Right.
2 vacation days, because I want to plan a bigger trip like that he has to pay for in the fall.
Yes.
So
You talking about next fall? This
Huh?
fall?
no, not this fall.
She's
Yeah,
going,
she's
"Damn, girl, we
getting her
just- we wanna-
vacation
I'm in
all
2020
scheduled
now,
for
Tom.
2020.
She's like, girl, we're going to California so you can go see that mouse. And is he into Disney like you are?
He
Can you
wasn't,
do me a favor?
but yes, he is not as.
Will you measure that length and width on that go-kart body for
Yeah,
me?
I can say not as big probably as I am, but he is into it. Like he's into it to the point where we ask on our way to we buy these Disney Scene It, the Disney Scene It games or
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
trivia games, and we just take the trivia cards out. And so on our way to auctions, we'll ask each other trivia questions.
Boy, you're hardcore. I'll give you that.
Well, see, when you and Maggie start your game, your show, y'all could do a little like a 15-minute segment about playing trivia, Disney trivia.
Well, tonight we're just kind of playing it by ear and just whatever.
Oh,
We're not-
you're doing a show tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you been, Tom?
We are.
Whose channel?
On a cruise?
My
I've been
On a
away.
cruise or something.
Hey, you act like you went on a cruise or something. I ain't been here. Like, what the hell?
Now we're doing one tonight on my channel from 7 to 8.
Okay.
Let's tune in. What is it, Disney?
Yeah, we're just gonna talk. We're gonna do it live, and whoever wants to show up. We're just gonna talk about whatever comes up.
Hey,
Disney.
that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, make sure you're specific, Disney.
You'll end up at Disney, in a roundabout way. So
Yeah, well, that's what we're gonna try to
Yeah.
stay focused on is Disney.
yeah, good luck.
Anything new that's coming up, or maybe whatever.
So 7 o'clock your time, right?
The real time, yes. My
No,
time.
no, real time
Uh.
central. Remember?
No.
Oh,
Yes.
Bridget, don't look in the chat.
The world.
Don't look
The
in the
world lives.
chat.
I know. I hate Disney too,
Oh, I
Daryl.
know Carol does. I know. Yeah, but I'm working on her with that.
You say
Carol will be your heckler.
I'll be with her. I'll be with you there, Carol.
How can you hate Disney, honestly? I mean,
don't
we're
hate
way
Disney.
more into it than me. But I will say, if you go to the park, I mean, it is the happiest damn place on the world.
I love it there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the people are like super. One time, Brandon was maybe about 4, and he used to have this really bad habit where if he didn't want to stand in line, he would take like his shoe or whatever and throw it. I mean, it was the most obnoxious habit there was. I could have killed him. We're in line to go on Soarin'. He's grabs something to throw it, grabs his mouse ears off of his head and throws them. And like when you're going up Soarin', you're like along that rail because you're going up.
Yeah.
And there's like that balcony, but there's like those acoustic or some kind of thing. They look like just cloth canopies. He throws his mouse ears and they go out on the canopy.
Oh no.
Freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, Jim, can you grab those mouse ears? He's like, I can't go out on that canopy. So, the Disney people, when there's a kid freaking out too much, they're like, how can we help? Oh, you're in the happiest place on earth. I'm like, he pitched his mouse ears over the edge. He's freaking out. They really want to get you out of line because you're disturbing the other people's
Right.
fun and stuff. I'm like, go, I'll take them out. Anyway, but they gave me a coupon for free mouse ears for them. They're real nice. I mean,
Wow.
you can find nicer people on the planet Earth.
Right.
I could
Yeah,
kill
for what
that.
it costs there,
I could
for
have
what it
choked
costs
the-
there, they should have people wiping your butt in the damn bathroom.
And we didn't even buy the mouse ears there. This is the sad part. We bought them at the thrift store, and we were too cheap to buy them in the park. We bought them at the thrift store and brought them with us. Anyway,
That's what to do it.
My niece
I
just
could've
took her
choked
kids, and they made all of
I
theirs.
just wrapped my hands around his neck.
I think that is a kind of like a not a status symbol or trend or anything like that. I think the people have gotten into where they like to make their own ears.
Oh yeah, you go on Etsy.
Yeah, because that EECC Travel, she made a set of there's 5 or 6 in her family. She made matching sets of ears for like the week that they were there.
And I don't
Except hers, because she's the only girl. Hers always had a bow in it.
My daughter's making me tiki room ears.
I don't wear the ears there. My son does, but I always buy them because I'm not crafty either.
Well, the headband ones I like. I don't like the hat ones.
Yeah, he's got the BB-8 hat ones. Remember that time Brandon threw those mouse ears over that edges? Oh my God. I mean, I could have killed him. And he used to do this thing. I call it dead weight baby. And if you have like a toddler, it's like they make the body totally limp, like, ugh. Freaking out. I mean, I could have killed him. So Jim went on soaring by himself, and I had to wait for him. And he wouldn't stand in line. That was his other thing.
So bad. He threw his ears over a balcony where there's a walkway below that it's on top of the canopy over the walkway. Well, you can't get to that. Maintenance would have to get to it. So he's throwing such a fit, and people are just looking at us in disgust.
Like, what kind of
and I feel
like
a fool. Well, anyway, finally one of the Disney people comes up and they're like, "Oh, remember the magic?"
Oh yeah, I remember the magic.
Here's awesome. A certificate when you go to the ride, just to go to any hats anywhere where they sell ears, and they'll give you any ears you want for free.
Yeah, of course, it's really not the ears that our kids freaking out about. It's just being a jackass. Yeah. We walk in the Toy Story ride, and it was like way lined up, and he'd do this. If he couldn't like instantly go on the ride, he just like grunt like, eh, and then we just had to leave. Well, he was such a piece. Like, can't we leave him? We can have more fun.
This is why Disney's more fun without kids.
Yeah. Now he's pretty good, but
when they're like 9, then it's 8 or 9, then it's a lot better. Yeah, with little kids, they just can't handle it.
Well, that's what most people say. You need to take them when they're little, so they really understand the magic. And I'm like, everybody that I know that have taken kids when they were like toddlers really did not have a good time.
Yeah,
right.
If you have a toddler, drag your old grandparent with you so they can watch your kid when they're being shitty, and you can go.
When they get to be about 9 years old, that's when you bend down and say, "If you don't straighten your ass out right now, I'm going to beat your little ass right here in front of God and everybody." Okay, and then we're going home.
Oh my God, we were in Walmart here in town, and there was this woman. She's like, her kid was being naughty or whatever. She goes, I said no. She starts hitting the kid right in the line. Because like, you don't, I mean, if we did that like up north, I mean, you'd be like, have like people saying, hey, that's not right, you hit your kid. But she's like, swatting this kid right in the line. I'm like,
to be fair, you did tell her no.
Yeah, that's true. I'm like, well, Brandon, you're in a little different area right now.
That's right. You just need to go ahead and tell him that Uncle Tom said, young man, you will get your butt beat, and nobody will look at you or look at your parents in any bad light.
Yeah.
That's just the normal in the South. I mean, I can't go to a Walmart around here and see without seeing some child getting their butt tore up before.
Yeah, it was.
I hear you can't do that.
Oh, that's because y'all just too weird up there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right, Kathy?
We can beat them down here.
That's right.
Don't care. And you'll have parents in the background going, "Yeah, beat his ass some more."
That's right.
Or if you're not hitting him, that kid needs his ass beat.
That's right.
They will too. Whoop his ass.
That's what you're liable to hear around here.
Yeah.
I'll even help you whoop his ass if you need some help.
Oh, for Christ's sakes, beat that child.
I was at Walmart one day, and there was a grandma, and she had her daughter, and her daughter's 2 kids, and the kids were maybe 9 and 11, 9 and 12, some of that age bracket. And apparently they had been giving grandma a hard time, and she turned around because we were standing in line, she turned around to the little boy and she said, "I've told you, no, do not mention it again or I'm gonna burn you up." And the daughter said, "No, you're not." And the grandma said, "Go get in the car." Talking to the mother of the 2 children. "Go get in the car. I'll deal with you shortly."
That's right.
I love that.
Get in line.
Because she's about
Gonna get
20,
yours too.
between 25 and 30 years old, the mother of the 2 kids.
Oh, you have other mamas having switches going here. Here's a switch. You can go whoop his ass with that right there if you ain't gonna do it first. They'll be glad to help you. They don't care.
It's so bad up where I was from, like the dog. I mean, it would be like 65, 68 degrees. You go to Walmart, Jim will be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the car with the dog." Because you'll have people, like Jim will put his seat back and take like a nap. You'll have people walk right up to the car, and then they'll see a person and go away because they're like, "I need to rescue that dog because it's in a car."
Oh, yeah.
They don't leave dogs in a car either. Yep.
My sister-in-law has one of those things like the police have that they can just like tap a window and that sucker just go.
Yeah.
She's got one of those and she is not afraid to use it.
You don't mess with
Well,
that.
I think should you leave your dog in a car when it's hot? Absolutely not. Do not do that. That's a horrible idea. But if it's 60 degrees outside, the dog's gonna be okay in the car for a little while.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, she does have some brains. She knows not to, to jump the gun on the situation. But yeah, it's at 90 degrees and there's a couple dogs in the back seat and the door's locked.
Mm-hmm.
Ching.
Well, it's legal here. You can do that now.
Yeah, that was legal in Wisconsin too.
Why don't they call it?
Because you can go, they can find you guilty of all kinds of things with that down here.
I'm just waiting for somebody to break into a car and say, "Well, there was a dog in there and it ran away."
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
or they break.
I think for liability,
I just call the cops. Or
Yeah.
or let's say you break the window and it's a pit bull and it jumps out and like rips your throat open.
Yeah.
Or something.
Well,
Really.
you know what? I would do like Jim Bob said, because he's smart. Call the cops. Let them deal with it. Because they'll probably come fast. There's some dogs strapped in a hot car.
Bye-bye.
They'll probably get there faster than
I don't know how many cops end up killing their police dogs. They'll be like, "Oh, police dog died in overheated car."
Yeah,
I mean,
They don't come very fast unless you say shots fired, and then they'll come faster. So if you really need a cop at your house, say that.
Yeah. I had shots fired. They took 45 minutes.
Oh God.
Oh, I'm like, well, now I know. I better not give up my gun because
there is an area in Charlotte that police officers will not go unless there's another car available to go with them.
That's crazy.
Well, listen, it's 11:13. I was gonna be out of here at 11 o'clock because I was trying to get on a schedule because I want to go on another cruise.
oh, now you're doing a sketch.
It's
the
not
hell?
going to last long. Give me a
Yeah.
break.
Oh, look at me. I went on a cruise, but now I'm going to organize my life and be on a schedule.
Well, he was gonna come back and be all quiet. Have you heard him? Yeah, you heard him, right? Mm-hmm.
What?
You said you were gonna be all quiet. Remember when you came back from your cruise?
Yeah, well, I'm excited today. Tomorrow will be different.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been blowing up the Facebook with the Facebook. I haven't been blowing up Facebook with pictures, have I?
Not yet, but it was
Not
quiet
yet.
while you were gone.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. I'm prepared.
Really quiet.
I'm sorry. I'm going to scream bullshit on that. Deb and Maggie was still here.
Well, it was quiet up until I started ranting about eBay. Then it got kind of
Oh, what happened? Why were you ranting on eBay? I missed
eBay
that.
and the dinosaurs. It's a long story.
Oh, okay. I'll let it go.
That and a Nerf gun that
Okay.
didn't run for 24 freaking hours because eBay's stupid.
were they making your door the wrong color?
Yeah. No,
All
I
right.
had a Nerf gun that they didn't publish for 48 hours, really. But yeah, we won't go there.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Tom. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Gotta
I'll
get
see you
some
tonight, Bridget.
get some work done. I hope everybody has a great day. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye,
Have
guys.
fun. Get lots of sales. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Well, maybe.
Oh,
We may
I'm
not.
going to. I'm going to get the girl.